All right. I'll wrap it up today with some 4-color pile, 4-color control, whatever you want to call it. It's basically just Sky Noodle here and a bunch of playable cards. We've got 4 of the Sweet Planeswalkers with Tamiyo and Teferi. We've got some Narsets. We've got good interaction in Helix, Deck and Stone, Wrath of God, Sweltering Suns. We got some Growth Spirals to ramp up. We've got some Omen of the Sea here to blink with Yorion and also to set up our draws a little bit. Notably absent from this deck are the new powerful cantrips. I don't think this is a brainstorm deck. Looking at it, we don't really have ways to clear it. This might want to be an abundant harvest deck. That card's been pretty powerful when we've played it, but we also don't have that much green. I guess we got a good bit of green. We got like 8, 10, 12. Yeah, maybe we could play it. Abundant harvest might be one that I'm thinking about as we play. I'm gonna go ahead and dive on into a few games to start with this and get a feel for it before we make any changes, see what feels easy, what feels hard before we think about the specifics. So let's play some matches here, shall we? Thanks for the tip, Zero. We'll get that one added to the queue there. Absent from this deck is a creature to kill our opponent with. Sky Noodle is right here. Why would you say that about Sky Noodle? He's right here, chat. Of course we have creatures to kill our opponents with. You're hurting the Noodle's feelings, chat. Well, that was a phenomenal draw. I was gonna Growth Spiral onto you, but now I can do this. Zorg, and I Valo. Thanks for the follows. Welcome to the channel today. That's true. We have Lightning Helix plus Tamiyo down ticks, chat. I think I'm keeping that. It's not the white source we wanted for Christmas, but it's definitely better than bricking here. They don't give us something to Memory Lapse, we can spiral a red source out. Nice. Draw a Noodle here while the drawing is good. Yeah, Teferi's a win condition too, chat. Teferi can go tuck himself. As a way to win a game. I think this is a land at this point. Let's go ahead and play this out. Oh yeah, this deck is definitely not easy on the wild cards. I often tell Teferi to go tuck himself. You and me both. Now, the card advantage from this here is going to force my opponent to make an action next turn or discard to hand size. I guess I could foretell something again, but they're going to have 8 cards if they don't cast a spell or do something. If they do just discard to hand size, we're going to go ahead and scry with Castle. You know, honestly, I think we keep Omen here. Maybe I'm supposed to keep the land on top to put into the bin for Azcanta. It's probably accurate. Let's see if they have Veto or a Dispute here to go with this counterspell. Veto's a card they could definitely have. We had a blue-white player Spell Pierce this earlier, too. They could have Spell Pierce here, theoretically. Yeah, you cycle that sensor.
I won't hide from the... Let's skip to the good part.
Yeah, I'd have 5 cards in my bin right now if I had kept that other land on top to discard to Azcanta. That's definitely the line.
I'm known for my excellent timing.
So if they tuck my Teferi, I get to Omen here and redraw him, which is great.
Let's take it back a step.
Really glad we kept this. How do you feel about ignoring their Teferi and just going up?
Won't hide from the world any longer. Hurry.
I think I'm into it. Oh, you know what? I should do this now, because if I find Lightning Helix, we can kill their thing. My Teferi's about to untap 2 lands. Memory Lapse it is. Yeah, we're ahead on mana too. And like there's a chance their deck has Helix or like Bone Crusher Giant in it, so if I down tick my Tef, they could kill my Tef. We're at 5 cards in bin. If they give us something to Memory Lapse here, we get to flip the Azcanta over next turn potentially. We've got 2 Omens in play for Sky Noodle. Definitely feels like we're ahead. Not unlosable, but definitely ahead.
We need to move quickly.
We need to move quickly. Is it too aggressive to noodle here? I feel like no. I'm working my way through their thing. Is there an amount of democracy that will change the order I play fighting games, or are those pretty set? I mean, there's definitely a number. There's always a number, Gengar. For reference, the only games in the variety queue that I've had donations to play at this point are Pikmin and BioShock. The ones underneath those are ones that I added in that I bought on sale at one point. So if you just did a base donation, it would just have to wait for Pikmin and BioShock 1.
Let's skip to the good part.
So 7 cards in bin. We'll get to flip this over here next turn potentially. This ult's at 8. Pretty sure I'm just castling. Am I castling? Nah, there's no reason to go shields down, right? And now we're at the point of the game where I can Azcanta, Teferi, untap my Azcanta. Yo, dog. I like BioShock Infinite. It was really good. I liked it a lot. Trippy, but in a good way.
Let's skip to the good part.
So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 11 mana here. 11 different lands in play too. Pretty peak 4-color control. Well, that's rude.
I train every day. No one can hone your prowess.
I have 3 Helixes in my deck that can kill this. We need a Field of the Dead, yep. Honestly, that's a card that should probably be unbanned in this format, too. We were talking about things that could stand to be unbanned. I think a lot of the ban list could probably stand to not be there at this point. I think it's like... Okay, they get to Magma Opus on their end step if they want. Yeah, Winota, Field. Honestly, I think I would go Extreme too. We were talking about it earlier. Rogues is a really competitive deck in this format. I think there's a real chance that Veil of Summer should be legal in this format too. I don't even know that I'd keep Fires banned, if I'm being honest. Like, the things that Fires was doing, like, isn't really much worse than most of the format now. Like, the power level of this format went up a considerable amount. Okay, so this is their end of turn. So we're going to my turn now. So I get to go Time Warp, target the Tamiyo.
I am Tamiyo.
I
It is an
am
honor to
Tamiyo.
meet you.
And then I'm gonna plus Tamiyo named Time Warp.
Seek and find.
And then I'm actually gonna plus my Teferi here. And then at end of turn, I get to untap my Azcanta and then activate Azcanta before I start my next turn.
Let's skip to the good part.
To the library. I know 88 ways. Meditate and prepare.
Again, stop on my end of turn, untap these, activate this. Helix lets me kill their Narset, so I can start actually drawing cards here.
I have reached my limit.
No time for a break.
I think we've hit garbage time here, which is actually kind of impressive if I'm being honest. I was not expecting to win when they tapped out there. And it feels like that's what's about to happen here, right?
The storied past holds our future.
Keep up the pace.
Yeah, this is over. We're gonna alt Teferi this turn. We're gonna alt Teferi this turn.
Dueling you will be excellent research. No tail should be discarded.
You know what? I'm not done yet.
Oh, look, there's a time warp on top of our deck.
I think you will find my notes.
And this is just like, you know, one of the other silly things that can happen with this kind of deck that we're playing, where it's like, well, we're not like a turbo infinite turns deck, like we're a control deck, but we're gonna incidentally take all of the turns a good amount of the time, right? Like that's how, like, we just control the game until we get to a point where this happens.
The past is never forgotten. I would like to ask about any lunar anomalies you have experienced. Let me aid your research.
And for anybody wondering what our win condition is, we're gonna deck our opponent. This opponent's not conceding. I'm excited. We are gonna deck them. We're gonna exile all of their lands with this Teferi emblem, and then Teferi's gonna tuck himself over and over and over again.
I have learned much from my ancestors.
Now what? Let's skip to the good part. This is hardly my worst defeat.
I could Tamiyo back Yorion. Nah, this deck ain't about Tamiyoing back Yorion, chat. Ain't about that life.
It's only a matter of time.
I got 2 more turns rolled up here, chat. I'm about to have a second Teferi emblem, chat.
I really should have seen that coming.
I follow the
We'll be here forever? Nah, this is stimulating. Are you not entertained?
This is hardly my worst defeat.
Thanks for the 27 months, Chris. I appreciate it. Welcome back.
You just let me know if you're up for round 2. That didn't go according to plan. You know what? I'm not done yet.
Oh yeah, am I gonna get in trouble for playing with myself on Twitch? Or does that fall into a gray area like the hot tub streams?
This is hardly my worst defeat.
Just gonna establish for our opponent what my win condition is here.
I'm not ready for you quite yet. You just let me know if you're up for round 2. Let's slow this. No time for a break.
I don't know what they could possibly have, but I definitely saw it coming. Great, your turn, opponent. It's a game 1 Soul Guide Lantern, chat. Look how cute that is. Look how cute that game 1 Soul Guide Lantern is. Nah, I'm not countering anything. Check time remaining. I have 18 minutes. My opponent has 23 minutes. It's fine. Got me. Listen, if I wanted that Yorion back, I would have taken it back a while ago, opponent.
That didn't go according to plan. Reverse.
Reverse, reverse. Reverse, reverse.
I know what must be done. Let's take it back.
No chat. People talking about putting win conditions in my deck. It's not what this game is about at all, okay? Oh, you know what? I'm gonna cycle this and double helix them just so I can stop getting priority on their turn. That's the plus life EV play here.
Right on schedule. Reverse.
I have to crack the Omen of the Seas too.
Suppose that's how it was meant to happen.
Turn off gameplay warnings. It tucks Teferi faster. Oh gosh, that's gonna get me later.
If you show remorse, my time is much more malleable than people think.
29 cards in deck, chat.
Only time will tell.
Listen, chat, this ladder match is very serious business for my opponent.
Hey, you'll thank me later. Not so fast. I know my responsibility. Let's take it back a step.
You know how confident I am that my timer is gonna be okay, chat? We're gonna take a second here together.
Down here, salt is a way of life.
Obviously, the environment down here is all salt. The ceiling's salt, the floor is salt, the walls are salt, and to an extent, the air is salt. And you breathe that in, and you can constantly taste the salt.
All right, disputes, vetoes. Look at this powerful win condition, chat. I don't need my clock timer in the post-board games. I've got Clothis. I got Clothis, chat. Look at this. Coffee's for closers, and Clothis is about to get herself a cup of joe. Oh yeah, turning gameplay warnings back on is a good suggestion. Do I want some Helix to be able to kill their Narsets? Quite possibly. I don't really know what I want to cut, though. I have Rip Apart to kill Narset. Is Helix better than any of the cards already in our deck? I don't think so. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna have the Rip Aparts. Will Clothes beat the main deck lantern? Yeah, I think the rest of our deck is fine. This is fine. Narset isn't that annoying. For a second land here. Areno. No white source, but we've got the spiral. B. Simone and Oricali, thanks for the follows. Welcome to the channel this afternoon. Thanks everybody for joining us for our big brain taking turns control gameplay. Young DXC. Is there an old DXC? I feel like young DXC implies that there should be an old one. Trying to hit land drops. My brain is so wrinkled after that first game, as it should be. As it should be. There are 21 Alistair Stones before me. God bless. I wish I could jam this, but like doing this, countering their counter. Maybe I do this, then just don't fight over it. Yeah, I think that's the play. I think I just use this as Ravens crying their counter spell. They have to counter this. But I can't fight over this, because if I fight over it, they'll Teferi me. Don't you dare play a win con before we've exiled all their lands. Yeah, maybe I'm supposed to jam Narset there. I really kind of want another blue source before I do. I might scry with Omen here at end step. Dig for blue. Gets the play. They have 8 mana now, so they could Gear Hulk with a counter up. Huh? I could technically draw Search and still have double counter up. I think that's worthwhile. Man. That'll get you. And the end game has commenced earlier than expected. All right, well now we have to YOLO this. And then we'll concede when it doesn't work. Sometimes they want it more than you. Hey, we'll get to be on the play this game, and hopefully we won't miss land drops. Yeah, I mean, the Teamer Flash deck that was popularized this weekend in the Hoaglandia Open, it did well in the 5Ks too, you know, really devours these kind of control decks. So having something like Commence the Endgame to fight back against that is, makes a lot of sense. It's a decent card against Rogues as well. Rogues has been very popular. Honestly, no joke, I thought about registering some copies of Coma. I think that's another card that could be okay. Coma's a little bit worse than Commence the Endgame in situations because it it gets Aether Gusted, but... we'll be entering maintenance soon. You're not gonna make us wait till Thursday to fix all the bugs you introduced this last week? What is this? We only had to wait the weekend? That's crazy, chat. Is it crazy to keep these? Got a lot of threats. I'm gonna bottom here. Draw the noodle, I think. Decent pickup. I think with more counter spells drawn to hand, we just chill here. Sure. Crawly Bee's no joke. We're actually on 0 ways to interact with that, right? And Crawly Bee being in play here is a reason to be more aggressive about jamming my Planeswalkers into play. Commence the end game too, being a card like getting them to start playing cards out of hand has value because they have commenced the end game. I cast Explore here. Teferi Emblem takes care of it easy, yeah. So it's 16 months, Zombie. It is great having Magic be fun again, I agree. I think that's fine. This notably stops him from activating Crawly Bee this turn, which is good for us. A Pinwanello, thanks for the follow. Good afternoon. 6 mana in the tank, huh? That happened real fast.
Let us see if your talents are worth cataloging.
If I just name Time Walk here, I don't want to down tick because they have crawling Barons. I just name Time Walk here.
I know I noted this somewhere.
Skillfully. Eight mana currently. So now we down tick for Memory Lapse, play Teferi.
Holds our future.
That's unfortunate. Crawley Bee could get in here now is the problem. She drew 2 cards, but this definitely isn't great for us.
Our time together is finished.
I'm gonna do this. You ever Lapsure and Teferi there? No. I think I'm into a 9th land. 9th land means I can warp and Tamiyo in the same turn, or like warp plus both of these. There's 8 cards in my bin, so if I get this Search for Azcanta down, it flips over. For Gaba, thanks for the follow. Good afternoon. Well, we've been playing this deck for almost 40 minutes, and we're almost done with match 1. And by almost done, I mean we're halfway through game 3.
Mind and body should move in unison. I have just the trick for this.
It's an excellent deck for laddering. And a 10 out of 10 would recommend for climbing the ladder. Excuse me? You okay about it? That feels like a throw. They know about this lapse, right? I think we plus for veto, right? There's 3 of those in my deck.
Seek and find.
We boarded in Dovin's veto, right? Am I making that up? Yeah, we boarded in 3 vetoes. It was kind of a soft concede, honestly. It's like, Tamiyo's gonna pick up Time Warp, I'll play Search for Azcanta, we'll play Growth Spiral, and like, yeah, I mean, we have 2 extra turns on board in the Tamiyo, and then Azcanta's gonna flip over. Yeah, it was a really, really bad spot to jam Teferi on their part. Boza HS and Murda PMTG. Welcome to the channel. What's going on, Clovers? Good afternoon. See, chat? 40-minute video, 100% win rate so far. Deck's busted. Oh, Luris. Is he unkeepable against Luris? We'll see. Got all 4 colors of mana, chat. Auras. Wait, Lightning Helix off the top. Yikes. I think this game might be quicker than some of the ones we just played, chat. hateful board.
I have practiced again with thoughtfulness before action.
Take one more draw step at Wrath of God. This matchup's a super low percentage to win. You should skip it. Deal. And we don't have any bounce spells, right? Oh yeah, super dead. You could like play some narrow bat. Honestly, Suna, you could play some Quandrix command in here if you wanted. It like is a bounce spell against auras, and it goes infinite with your time walks. You play 2 to 3 of them. It probably doesn't realistically move the needle on that matchup too much though. Spider-Max, thanks for the follow. Good afternoon. For people that are new to the channel, we're filthy casual Magic here, so we play Magic for fun. So when we hit one of those polarizing matchups, as opposed to sitting down in our chair and being miserable about it, we move on to the next one, so we can play more sweet matches like that first one. If you've never played one of Magic's down-rotating formats before, while a feature of them that's good in a lot of ways is there's dozens of decks that are competitive and playable, that's also a downside in some ways too, because most decks, especially tier 2 decks like what we're playing that are brews, you're gonna have polarized matchups or matchups that are very difficult.
My prowess is hone your prowess.
Blue-red Narset stuff so far. Their Magma Opus deck, maybe? Smells like Magma Opus. We've taken a lot of turns today. You're not wrong. I think we're through most of the Time Walk decks in the queue after this. Although I suppose 2 of the extra turn decks we played today were line cuts, so you know. With those, who knows? Hard to predict. Yeah, probably a Gear Hulk deck here with Hieroglyphic Illumination. I think that's worth fighting over. We'll see if they want to tap out here and give me a window to stick Tamiyo. We played a really bad Mind's Desire deck.
Right on schedule. Keep up the pace.
There's also a question of, are there Mind's Desires decks that aren't really bad in the format? The answer to that question could potentially be no. I think we're probably locked out at this point, right? Let's get some board cards in here. I think if Mind's Desire is playable, it probably involves a paradoxical outcome shell. And Precipic, one of the subs here, has been working on a blue-red shell that they said that they liked and felt reasonable that we'll probably play at some point, but in the short term, there's been a lot of deck queue submissions. So as long as the queue's got stuff in, I'm gonna work through the stuff in there. And then eventually, once we get through it, remember, chat, we've got weeks into months of this historic format, most likely. So there'll be plenty of time to explore lots of things. This is fine. We'll bottom the Tamiyo. These 6 cards are good. Speaking of this format and how long we're going to be in it, we don't have any announcement on the next historic anthology or next remaster set, right? We haven't gotten any info on either of those two things yet. Deck of the day, we had a bunch of good ones today. Dragon Reanimator was good to start. Blue-green turns was really good. I think there was another one in the middle that in my 8 hours of being live now I'm forgetting about, but more good than bad. I think the only deck I'd say that was bad today was the mono blue deck that Justin sent in. Everything else has been super reasonable. Yeah, the Dragon Reanimator deck that we played first thing this morning really impressed me. I had low expectations and it cleared them handily. Definitely in for a land and a counter spell. Honestly, Logan, after playing with Luca last time, I don't think that card is playable. Maybe that could be a standard card once rotation happens, but it does not feel like it's high enough power level for this current historic format. Honestly, I think I'm gonna saw it coming this Brazen Borrower if they jam it again, because it pressures my Planeswalkers, and I'd prefer that not be the case. The problem is, you're not really cheating things into play, Logan. When the thing you're trying to cheat with costs 6 mana, you might as well just cast the monsters that you want to put into play. Do you have a dispute?
Life waxes and wanes.
I'm just gonna pick Vito back up here.
No tail should be discarded. I have learned little here.
I won't hide from the world.
Our opponent is currently experiencing Magic the Gathering. It is a skill-based, low-variance, fantasy-themed card game in which you need lands to cast your spells.
We need to move quickly.
One game where we got run over, one game where they got run over. I have to be on the draw for game 3. Play draw differential not as big in a control mirror as is, say, against something like an aggro mirror. And Growth Spiral is a great card that we have access to help us break serve there. Having more mana in the control mirror is often one of the most important metrics you have to measure. A Dimper, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel this afternoon. Yeah, this looks great. Obviously would love a Growth Spiral, but definitely not mulliganing this. This Twitch stream is pre-recorded in front of a live studio audience. I was watching on YouTube and wanted the attention of this sub message. Thanks for the 10 months, Selfrin. Welcome to a live one. Glad you enjoyed the YouTube stuff. A lot of great decks up there if you're new to the content. Rage and Lel came. Good afternoon. It's annoying. It's not the Mystic Dispute I wanted for Christmas. I suppose this means I can Tamiyo downtick, or Tamiyo uptick here. So that's not all bad. And Tamiyo uptick to start kind of helps us hit lands, because she probably goes past to land and then she can downtick for it. We'll probably want to name, like, Veto here, I think. Is the best card we can find. I guess I have a lot of counterspells. Do I name something that's not a counterspell? What if we name Teferi? I have four of those.
To the library.
I want that eventually, right? Veto being a hard no button is good, though. I named Dovin's Veto. It could be right to name Teferi, though, here. So wasn't getting either. We did move past to land there, like I mentioned, though, so we'll be able to hit land 5 by downticking there.
I have just the trick for this.
Hey, Seth, did you see the Abzan Fall deck we played last season? Because that would be my pick for a Knight of the Reliquary deck that felt very reasonable.
The past is never forgotten.
I get to cycle Shark Typhoon here and attack my Tamiyo, which is unfortunate.
It's difficult to work.
Rats, I was hoping they were going to do something silly like jamming a Teferi.
I think you will find my notes helpful.
They've gotten Teferi or Veto there. But the Veto, even, it might be right. Just like foretell both of these here for the sake of resource efficiency.
I have become too involved with my work.
In fact, that our cantrips are playable on their turn is great. Mina, an agent, thanks for the follows. Welcome to the channel. It's my aunt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm actually in for more lands here. Afternoon, Bearfax. Guess I could have shocked there to do the saw coming again. Opponent missing land drops is really good for us, obviously. He's dead. He's dead, Jim. You got him. I'm gonna put this into play tapped and plan to sack this Omen. Am I? Nah, that's a lie. I'm gonna put this over here. I'm not gonna try and sack the Omen until after we try to Yorion it, I think is the plan. They technically have pressure in play here, but it's not a lot of pressure. Wow. Man, Prismari command Narset shit. Phew. I think we're dead. And they get to resolve Teferi now. Brutal.
Sorry, I'm late. Keep up the pace.
No, the deck that would benefit most from Bolt being legal. The deck that would benefit most from Bolt being legal is Burn. So we don't get to draw, we just get to scry 2. You know. Yeah, I mean, Prismari Command's been impressive with exactly Narset in play, but like Narset's already pretty good in play in these matchups. I've been pretty whelmed by this card. I thought this card was going to be really good, and in practice it's felt really mediocre to me. I agree that it's excellent when you have Narset, but like if you have Narset, you probably shouldn't need an extra card to make it good. That's like the TLDR.
Let's slow this down. No time for a break.
I mean, I guess I'll fight over my Explore here. Would Shark Typhoon be good on the board? Maybe. I mean, it's definitely good in a matchup like this. I feel like you'd rather just play Shark Typhoon in the main, right? Like, why would I want to play Shark Typhoon as a board card? I also feel like if this style of matchup needs narrow specific board cards and Bogles is unwinnable, the deck's probably just not very good, right? Like I feel like this kind of matchup should be one of our better matchups with what we're doing.
Need to take a time out.
Part of me also wonders if maybe something like Elspeth Conquers Death could be worth considering. It's a value card that gets our Planeswalkers back. Yeah, the planeswalkers sticking around are a big deal for sure. I don't really love these Deccan stones. You also don't have that many ways to kill big things, though. I mean, Conquer's Death is obviously good if it resolves. The question is, like, is it something we can resolve consistently? It's another must answer card. What if we did this and like another Helix? We could honestly, it could even just be thinking about how we want to board that matchup and leaving some Helix in. Could be appropriate. I guess Deccan Stone's good against the Phoenix decks. Like, we've got Soul Guides and Clothis for Phoenixes too. Do we need more than 6 sweepers? Maybe we don't need this extra Day of Judgment in the board. Four pieces of Graveyard Hate seems like a decent number. I feel like I like ECD. Honestly, you know what? I feel like people probably aren't bringing in Aether Gust against us. We could probably realistically cast this card, huh? Her minus X kills, what if we do that? This is another sweeper for like the mid-range decks too. She can pick off opposing Narsets and Teferis and stuff. And they probably don't have ways to counter her against us. We have enough red to cast her by 6, and we don't have to cast her on exactly 6 either, right? He's a win con that's also an answer. Replacing Sweltering Suns with Chandra Torch Defiance is kind of a nonsensical suggestion. Those cards don't do remotely the same things. Like cutting your anti-aggro card for an anti-control card is kind of nonsense. I mean, I know you're probably trying to be funny, look no numbers, but like, suggesting Ugin is, like, less nonsense than suggesting Chandra, at least. Like, Ugin's technically a sweeper, even if it's really expensive, right? Laturi Spellchaser here. Maybe some Sultai Tainted Twin on the other side. Most powerful thing we probably played today was blue-green taking turns. Sweetest was the Dragon Reanimator deck. Dragon Reanimator deck was gasoline. I'm gonna do this to give ourselves the best possible chance hitting a land next turn. Nailed it. Name Teferi here. Should our name Time Warp, obviously. Yeah, we started with the Reanimator deck this morning because I wanted to make sure we got to it. And if you also missed the Dragon Reanimator deck, you'll be able to find that on YouTube this evening when I publish all my stuff from the day. It's a bad beat, drawing another Wrath of God. For 4 cards we'd love to draw in the bin, draw another blank. Peak Magic. gonna grab Narset here. Excuse me? It's heckin' rude.
Much from my ancestors.
I know 88 ways of thoughtfulness before action. Hone your prowess.
Dig through time into dig through time here. Lundquist, thanks for the follow. Purple Buccaneer, welcome to the channel. We're gonna name Hero Dominaria here again. Man, 34 cards in with that one. Definitely making a land drop. We'll pick up Sky Noodle here. Probably plan to Growth Spiral if they don't give us something worth counterspelling here. We're eliminating my Narset, knowing I have a second Narset. It's a bold strategy, Cotton. I suppose we could technically blink that one with Noodles. That kind of makes sense. Yeah, working towards flipping Azcanta is a real thing too, for sure. How much of Historic has Time Warps in it now? Enough. a good chunk of it. Actually, I don't even know if that's true. Like, we've played a ton of Time Warps on stream today, but we haven't played against a ton of Time Warps. Gao, thank you for the entire year. Let's get your sword to go with that shield. Alright, so speaking of Time Warps.
I follow the tracks of the wise.
Did they do anything in the 5K though? Like, did they put up any sort of actual result?
Seek and find.
Well, that answers my where's the Teferi question.
Those who cannot meditate and prepare.
To the library.
Swing a miss. Hey, what, 5 more looks here? Get to plus, then we get to impulse with Narset.
Keep an open mind.
They don't have nearly enough mana to draw Glitchery and...
Just the trick for this.
to draw Glitchery and combo this turn, which is nice. I suppose they could have... So they could draw Glitchery, Tainted Pack. Yeah, this is fine. Hopefully we're just not going to give them another turn here.
With thoughtfulness before action.
Swing and a miss. Like, all of our hand is face up here, so... Start here, see if they have a counterspell. They do not. Alright, so Wrath of God and Helix don't really accomplish much here. Veto and Mystic Dispute seem fine. This is like an okay win con. Probably want Rip Apart in. If you missed the start of this set and you want to see us do the thing, we had a very stubborn control opponent that let us exile their entire board and then practically deck them with Teferi emblems. While we sat there and we took enough turns to emblem Teferi twice, and then we exiled their entire board and we decked them. It was a good time, really. Fun was had by all. And by all, I mean me and chat had fun. I don't know about my opponent. They were good. They were a good asset for content creation, for sure. Sure. Colors of Mana, Growth Spiral, definitely keep it a control here. Gotcha. We aim to please, Shady Pair. One or more of these are probably spells. I think both of these are spells or just one, chat. Probably just one. I think I'm gonna Growth Spiral one of these into play. Maybe if we draw another land, we'll make these both spells. Well, that was rude. And it's like, no, I'm the only one that gets to ramp. Joke's on you, opponent. I don't got thoughts to seize. Who is that knocking at my chamber door? Oh, Declan. Declan's really impressive, chat. He managed to not only put his pants on backwards, but inside out and backwards. Mommy made you fix them? What a drag. going on, my dude? I do have 18 health, you're right. I do start with 20.
Both of you.
That's some math. You counting and stuff?
20 minus 2, 18.
Does. Did you learn that in school? No? You just know stuff?
20 minus 4 equals 16.
That's more than Twitch chat knows. Well, these are definitely spells. Alright, well, they flipped their Azcanta before they played their 5th land. It seems good for us. Agonizing Remorse. Yeah, I think we just let this happen, right? Because they can pay for it. I think we just double cycle here. Nah, I think I'd rather double cycle than dispute that. Alright, one of your finest Teferis, please, deck. I'll also take a Tamiyo. Just any planeswalker, basically. Well, I mean... Huh. I think we just noodle here, right? It is. 20 minus 6 is 14. Good job. I'm glad you like math. It's funny that you think you're funny. So, if they find Tainted Pack and some lands, we could theoretically be in trouble here. If they don't hit land drops, we have a little bit of time to draw out of our flood. Wow, still no lands, eh? Hey, there's a land that does stuff. Like lands that do stuff, chat.
What lands do?
The lands let you cast your spells. See these symbols in the corner? This takes a red land and a white land.
Looks like you have like enough land to use all of them.
I do have enough to use all of them. You're right. Stop it! Bad Laturi. No. Bad Otter.
Alright.
They're trying to play Laturi.
Ew.
It copies their spell, which lets them win the game.
I think they just played it.
Well, I counted it.
Oh, that's what you said. That means they came and used it. I bet it's a really good card.
When I pop Maze Mind Tome to keep them from drawing, because they're not really drawing with it, they don't really have mana. And even when they game out, yeah, they could technically like execute a fair game plan from here, right?
Like they can do
My number is significantly bigger than theirs.
do like 3 more. 2 more. Like 2 more. And first, if any.
This is 4 attack.
Now do 4 damage if we can get back.
We're gonna smack their face. What's 13 minus 4? Oh, 13 minus 5. I have 4 and 1. Quickly. Uh-oh. He's noodling so hard, chat. Oh, are you right? The computer agrees. Quick maths. Quick maths. Maybe I should have led on the Azcanta to bait there. As opposed to the time warp. I guess I'm ripping apart at this point because I don't want them to gain 4.
Rush him.
Well, we don't know that the opponent's a boy, and we don't know if someone's a boy or a girl. We say we're crushing them. We're crushing them, okay? Okay?
Not crushing them.
See, look at that. You can learn. Pretty smart in that noodle.
Wait, did you click on that and like bumps on the ground?
It does make you want to listen on the headphones. It makes a little sand noise.
What?
Fair trade. Fair trade. Spin it.
And here, what?
Flip it. Your finest planeswalkers, please. I think I want to get this into play before we start time warping. You have a back negation here? They might have a back negation. Hurried.
Other island phoenix to that one?
We do. We need 2 plus 3 more. How much is that total? 2 plus 3 more.
5.
Yep, need 5 lands to cast that spell.
You have 5.
We've got a lot more than 5 there, yep.
Yeah, you have like, so you got like, you got 1.
One of your finest Narsets, please. Then we have enough to do this.
12, because you have like this extra card stacked on the same one.
We do have extra cards stacked in the same one, you're right.
Yeah, that's the only one you have, that's why I'm counting it 12.
Hey look, they gave you a picture, super arms.
But you actually have 11 different ones.
Meditate.
You think so?
Prepare.
You actually have 11 different ones, I counted the one stack.
Alright, solidly into garbage time here at this point.
Might actually
You know what garbage time means? Garbage time is when you've basically won the game, but your opponent hasn't conceded yet. It means your opponent should give up, but they haven't.
and you're gonna lose anyways. He's always like 3 damage under you or 2 damage under you. Right now, 3 damage under you.
Yep, we are racing faster than they are. Zoom, zoom.
Yeah, did he?
Do they even have good cards?
I think I see the top of their cards right there.
Your dad has a lot of good cards.
Look at that top part. I can literally see that
Your
card.
father's deck has no pathetic cards, Declan.
I see one of his cards up there.
They exploded.
Did his card is a 6 damage?
No, they just gave up. Remember how I said we won, but they hadn't given up yet?
Yeah,
They gave up.
yeah, because they're gonna lose anyway.
We're gonna lose anyways. You're right. Hey, unable to join event. Please try later. Uh-oh.
Play different game then.
Uh-oh.
You can't.
Hold on, wait. Maybe there's a... It said there was an update going out. Now you're on the big screen, Deem. Don't pick your nose, child. You gotta blow your nose, use a Kleenex.
And
Nope, don't you do it.
oh, blow my nose.
Ah.
I'll blow my nose, okay?
You are a gross child. Fingers are a superior solution. Alright. That's it. We're all patched up. There's no bugs left in the client. They fixed them all. I don't know what the patch notes look like, but I'm pretty sure they read... I haven't read the patch notes, but I'm confident they say all bugs fixed.
All bugs with the card.
Thanks, Gumby. I appreciate the support.
I mean, all bugs with cards.
All the bugs with the cards. Actually, most of the bugs in Magic Arena aren't related to the cards. The cards tend to work pretty well. So, we don't know what they're playing. No companions showing, but we're on the plane. We've got a memory lapse, so we're definitely keeping. Well, they get to see our Sky Noodle over here as a bonus that we get, but they get to see him. So we get this extra card, but they get some information.
Do you just get to see your special cards in like the corner there?
Yeah, they get to see this one, but these are all hidden, just like theirs are hidden from us.
Can you like on-hide them? Or is it just hidden? You can, but if you want to.
I'm gonna go ahead and just use my mana here. I'm planning to Narset this turn anyways, so just get some resource efficiency in here. I do have 3 lands.
You they're really quick.
We do, yeah. You want to try and draw a land every single turn if you can.
You can have a fire land for like 2 and find.
Yep. This is see the colors. It's red and green.
It's 2 and find together.
Yeah, it's both colors at once.
So it's like forest fire, so it's like a burning forest, I guess.
It is.
Yeah, it's a burning forest. So I see like a tree over there on the card's paint.
Helix is a lovely draw. Search for Azcantas. A banger hit 2. I'm gonna go ahead and kill this not only because it cuts them off of a mana, but also because I prefer they not be able to kill my Narset. Yeah, no Nissa here is great for us.
They might just leave the game soon.
They might just leave the game soon. You think they should?
Sorry, we need
Jamming Teferi here is a little aggro, but I feel like Land War Elves implies that they're probably not a counterspell deck.
Do you just have a lot of lands in your deck?
We do have a lot of lands in our deck.
Because they only have 4 lands and you have 6 altogether with your stacked up one.
Do you know why your dad has more lands than them? Because I'm lucky. It's your job. It's your dad's job to be lucky. These people wouldn't watch if your dad was
I know
unlucky.
88 ways to defeat.
Because you always
I have
lose.
just the trick for this.
No, if I always lost, I would be unlucky. I win sometimes, so I'm a little bit lucky.
You win most of the time. You actually might lose from this one. That's something that's lazy. And you could win 2 and turn it around.
So, even though our number is lower than theirs, because we have more lands and we have these cards over here, we're kind of winning. The health total isn't always a scoreboard. So just because you have more health doesn't mean you're winning the game.
Even though you're close to losing, you could get a good card and like hit them.
Something like that. Some of that was English, I think.
No time for a break.
Guys, it's the screen.
There are a lot of screens. Dad likes the screens, Declan. We haven't played any Time Warps yet, so let's go ahead and...
aid your research.
Dude, you just smudged my glasses. You're lucky you're adorable.
You this?
I can, actually. Your hand makes a better door than a window, though. Oh, they're a Citadel deck. Okay. Got it.
That one they're crushing you?
No, they just conceded, dude.
Quick, they're going to win.
No, they were not. That's why they conceded. They conceded because we were crushing them. Crushed underfoot.
Where's the top?
We're the bottom player, dude. I told you the points don't matter. They had more points than us, but we had the powerful. This is a Planeswalker. This is Teferi. He's hero of making people sad. When you have Teferi in play, your opponent is very sad. And sometimes they get so sad they concede even when their number's bigger.
So they didn't do it by their own, the card did it?
Yeah, the card made them so sad they had to concede.
Wait, so they have to? They didn't actually want to?
Well, I mean, they wanted to because they were sad. And if you concede, a Teferi hero of making people sad has to leave play. Because I don't get to start with Teferi in play.
Oh.
Alright, I mean, this hand needs a white source, obviously, but we've got Omen. We've got, like, a bunch of counterspells here against our sail decks, so that sounds great.
Just this little fiery guy.
This is pretty cool. This is a counter spell. It means when my opponent puts something on the stack, I get to smack their hand and say, no, bad opponent, don't do that.
So they can't use card.
Yeah, it takes their card and it throws it in the discard pile. That's a blue player's reaction the first time they get to do that too.
OP.
It is kind of OP, isn't it?
If they use OP card, you can stop it.
You don't know it right now, but you're adding a lot of value to my content. Alright, they missed a land drop. We hit a land drop because we're lucky.
Yeah, it's burning the card into the deck.
It is kind of setting the card on fire.
It didn't burn. You have 3 now.
We do have 3 of them. Triple the sadness.
Yeah, triple sadness. Okay.
Oh, that is an aggressive negate.
Whoops, you have to win water. Yeah, you win the water, looks like.
Dude, we do have a wind and water. We call the wind is called plains, the white color. Plains and island.
Plains and island? It's like water.
Yeah, islands are surrounded by what?
I have practiced against many foes like you.
Water.
Keep an open
That means
mind.
it's so like islands and water make fire. How?
Good thing they negated our growth spell. Yeah, something like that. See? They were so sad they left. Our deck is basically our deck's job is to make our opponents sad.
Does the card make it do that?
Well, they just know the card's there, and they know that there's 2 of the OP cards in our hand, so they gave up. I mean, would you want to play if your opponent had 5 OP cards in their hand?
What does that actually do?
It takes their card and says no.
Wait, so you just can't use it?
Yeah, their next 5 cards they're going to take and throw right in the discard pile. They just don't get to play them.
So that's why they're scared?
Yeah, that's why they gave up. They said that wasn't any fun. And
But is someone be so brave to actually just...
it would be very brave to continue playing, you're right.
Yeah, it was using that card. It's not a... That's not
Alright, Loris. If they're Bogles, we're gonna concede and go to the next one. Pathway. Let's try a game against Rogues.
I want you to use the spider deck.
There's a spider deck? I don't think we have a spider deck in this game. Oh, you're thinking of Rune Terra had the spiders.
It's not a queen in that?
Yes, that was the one with the spider queen. This game is called Magic. This is the Boomer card game.
Wait, so you're still playing it? Wait, do you not play it as much as other game?
I play the Boomer card game more. The people that watch your dad are card game boomers. They like the Boomer card game most.
Ew. You're not a boomer, right?
Not quite. Almost. Barely. I'm a boomer in spirit. Callie Bell and Warrior, thanks for the follows. Welcome to the channel. Have you just been called a boomer? I mean, you're watching Magic, aren't you? Miss a land drop. Miss a land drop.
Does the music change on, like, every map you're playing on?
It does. That's very astute observation. The game board dictates the music. This board has good music, doesn't it? It's pretty cool.
Sounds weird when I hear this in my boy.
Oh yeah, I have it so you can hear your voice in the headset, so I can balance my levels. We foretell this one. How old are they, kiddos? How old are you?
Almost 6, but I'm 5.
Almost 6, but he's 5. Yep. Jacob is 7 and Jacob is 7 and Declan. Haley is almost a year. Wait, do you always have it so that you can hear your voice? I find it impossible to speak if I can hear my own voice. Yeah, I have Hearing my voice back through a monitor is something that I got used to doing musicals growing up. So you can hear how your voice sounds and whether or not you're on pitch or key or whatever. I think I'm not into Time Warp at this point, but Castle Arvindel actually sounds really good if we're playing Draw Guys. Get to sit here and make tokens.
See, that's a land deck. That's the wind land.
The 2s and the 4s. They don't call them the terrible 2s for no reason.
Maybe you got to win. What are you talking about? The terrible 2s? That's in the number show.
The terrible 2s are in the number show.
Number walks. The terrible 2s. The terrible you.
The terrible 2s are what we call it when someone is 2 years old. Because when your sister becomes 2, she'll be extra terrifying. You know how your sister gets into everything now? When she's 2, she'll be into even more stuff. Because she'll be able to climb up the stairs and climb on the couches. We won't just be able to, like, block her into the pack and play because she'll climb out of it.
If we're going to climb out of it, why can't I already push it?
Alright, let's see if they got a Duran on the lock here.
Or
Wow, that just happened. That's so good for us.
what about the terrible 1?
The terrible ones. I think we're cycling this. Yikes. I think I'm attacking. I feel like if the opponent had a 1-3, they would have played it by now. It's for the falls, by the way. Aeon, V-Jack, Zodiac, Wasteslay, and Halabel. Afternoon. I love you, and you're welcome to hang out, but you gotta stop humming. If you want, when I'm done streaming, I will let you hum and listen to yourself in the headphones, okay? I know it's pretty cool.
My mouth looks like a heart.
Oh, Declan. Okay, well, I mean, that each one of these, but they're taking 2 here, right? And then if they want to keep being able to block, they have to not attack here.
Why is there a scratch on that card?
Because it blocked my creature and took a damage, and then at the end of the turn, the scratch goes off it.
So it took a damage?
Yep, and then at the end of every turn, all the damage comes off.
Ew. That means that's it. Both 1 health.
They do. Now, these are 1/1s, and this is a 2/3, which means when these get into a fight, want to fight, they their thing wins.
Wait, so they win?
Well, when their thing blocks my thing. So I'm not going to attack here because my 1/1 would get eaten by their 2/3.
Wait, so if you have like 4 of those guys, you might win because you got like 4 more?
Yeah, if you have 3 of these that could team up, they could beat this.
Or 4 might beat it. Like, so only 3 of them. They all would need to do that because he only has 2 health now.
Well, the first number is the attack, the second number is also. So it's 2 attack and 3 life.
Wait, so he still has 3 life?
Yep. At the end of turn, it goes back to full health.
Wait, so that's why you need to use those guys? So if you get 1 more of those guys, or just like another guy does 1 damage, you can make him go away?
Yep. Or if I could find, see this card, where is it? Exile it. This card does 3 damage something, so we can draw another Lightning Helix, we can kill this.
If you get like you could cast another 1 card if you have any unawake 1 cards too. Another 1 cards.
We're drowning my Omen of the Sea. That's aggressive.
Okay. Was the card they have is kind of OP if you don't have free guy.
You think a 2/3 is OP?
Because it like regens after every turn when it takes damage. It's you can only attack it if you can just beat it with those guys, but you guys might die, right?
Maybe.
Oh. Why why do you have 21 health? Did you use like a healing guy?
I did use a card that healed, yep.
A 1 healer? Okay, how did you do any damage yet?
Because they haven't attacked me at all.
Why?
Because they've been playing defense this whole game.
Is it because you're using really strong cards?
Kinda. Sun attack in. I assume this is about to attack and mill Tamiyo off the top. There's a lot of drawn in the luck, so probably just jamming this.
Attack this guy.
Probably just jamming this Yorion next turn, I imagine.
You should attack your guy with all of those cards and then you one-shot it.
Yeah, I think, well, so they memory lapsed the Tamiyo, I think, assuming that they were going to mill it with the Soaring Thought Thief, and then the Growth Spiral obviously changed that. I guess they could have let it resolve and let me cast the Tamiyo. It's probably a wash.
They actually did damage for like the final turn for him.
As it was their first time dealing damage, you're not wrong. Do they have a third drown? Yep. And honestly, that's part of Memory Lapse is such a powerful upgrade to the opponent's archetype, because the abilities basically turn it into counterspell because you're instantly milling anyways.
Just quit actually, because he.
No, I waited to draw the Yorion because they're a Thoughtseize deck.
He could just quit. Are you not using that card because you knew you're gonna win?
So this card is a land, but it also has a special ability that lets me turn it into another card. And do you think I need more lands? No, yeah, I've already got 10 of them, so we're gonna use this into another card later.
I don't think you're gonna need it. You're gonna win anyways. You should quit right now, but he's still going. Did you know you're gonna win? That way you use that sad card if you even had it.
Well, they could still win. They have a blocker, and Daddy's drawing a lot of lands. The land cards don't really do anything, so if Daddy just keeps drawing the land cards, we could lose. Don't count your chickens before they hatch, son. I think we're bottoms upping here.
I think anyway, I think he's gonna. He has to quit because he only has 5 health. That's really low, so you might win anyways.
Maybe.
Oh. Shot that other guy.
We could one-shot the Merfolk Wind Robber, you're right.
Yeah. Was doing damage to our guy?
Well, it would deal 2 back, so our guy would, they would trade because their guy would die and our guy would die.
So 2 of our guys would die because they both have 1 health and 1 damage?
Focus and discipline.
You could attack the other guy, but because he does 2 damage, he used 3 damage, right?
Yep, we're gonna attack here, and they're blocking this, and this blocks this, so these 2 will trade. They'll both die, and then their guy is bigger, so it eats our guy. So our guy's gonna die. But these 2 die. This dies. Oh, they're sacking to draw. Interesting. Yes, that makes sense.
Oh, so I think. Oh, you got 3 of them still.
We do, and they're down to 3 points of life.
I think we're gonna win.
Maybe. We're getting close.
They don't have that much life. They only have 3.
We have, see this card here? This is one of those no cards. They try and do something, we have to smack their hand and say, stop it.
Then you do on the next one since you're gonna win it. I mean, you could use that other card because you have 2 cards. Look at that other card.
Yep, that's a Narset.
Is it in your other guys?
Kind of.
You could use it.
I think it's a little aggressive to memory lapse that. Yeah. We're just cycling it through anyways.
Yeah, did they just quit?
They did quit, yeah.
Because they knew they're gonna lose?
They knew they were gonna lose.
Because they only have 3 health.
Ooh, this card. We added this card to our sideboard for the control matchup, but it's like incidentally really good here, huh? You get to board in some disputes.
Okay.
I think we cut most of our cards that don't play to the board here, right? Like saw it coming comes out. Memory Lapse might be worth keeping in just because it's 2 mana. I feel like some mixture of these probably comes out.
You might want to use that fiery card.
Honestly, Time Warp's probably the cut here. I think we just turn into a control deck. This is only really good when we're going to be maintaining board presence. I think it's going to be kind of hard to maintain board presence here.
Wait, you have 4 of those? Use those 2 cards up there.
Yep, we're gonna use her. So these are all of the cards that we're gonna play with, and this is what's called a sideboard or side deck. And a match, you play 3 games, and in between the games, you get to switch cards between your side deck and the deck that you're gonna play to make the deck that you're playing a little bit better.
But the side deck is so they can see some of your side deck.
Nope, they don't know what cards are in your side deck except for when you play them against them.
But they don't have any choice because when you play them against them, it doesn't matter if they.
Why are you playing Time Warp? Yeah, it's just a value card, Mortex. Like, taking an extra turn is really good when you have Planeswalkers in play. And with Tamiyo, you could incidentally take a bunch of turns.
Yep. Can you change his deck?
Because we're playing against the same person again. Yep. Oh, they have the same skin on their deck?
Yeah, they have like the same white skinny. So I noticed it might be the guy.
Oh, the same avatar.
Okay. Let's see.
This hand could have gotten punished if my opponent had a turn 1 Thoughtseize to take my Bala Ged Recovery. Could have been loose for us.
Yeah, are they gonna use a different strategy this time though?
Sundance, thanks for the follow. Probably a similar strategy to what they did last game.
Yeah, because they're the same person, so they might use a bunch of defense cards.
So they could change out some of their cards, like we change out some of their cards, but they can't change out all of them.
So they can't change them. No? Okay. Mana, give all the mana to me.
Okay, they hit us for 1.
They actually attacked this time. They have different strategy, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. Last game, they kind of sat around and did nothing for a while. So them actually attacking is kind of different.
And then they attack and but they're gonna lose anyway at the end though.
That is an aggressive Mystical Dispute. Maybe they're looking at the fact that my mana looks a little bit awkward and thinking that Mystical Dispute can take us off. I guess my mana is a touch awkward here. Like, none of these are cast. I guess this is castable next turn. Like, this and this isn't castable at the moment.
Where's your mana?
They just milled one of my mana.
Where is your mana? Like, where is it? I don't know, where is the mana number? How much mana do you have? I don't see where, like, the mana is supposed to be.
The mana comes from the lands. Each land is worth a mana.
Yeah, free mana?
Yep. We just jam Clothis here to try and keep them off of, keep them off of their stuff.
Did I use all 4 of you guys on that guy?
I used 3. You see how they turn sideways? That means I used them up.
Wait, so can you still use them, but are they just used up and then you can't use them?
At the start of every turn, you get all of your lands back.
Oh, so you can't use them for the rest of this turn?
Yep. And then when it comes back to me, I get to use them all again.
So it's kind of good having the same guys. If you want to use like another card, it costs the same.
Yep. Yeah, you want all your cards to be similar colors so they can cast off the same lands.
They might have changed their deck stronger guys.
So they didn't draw Luris here, so I think rather than playing into their open mana, I'm just going to drop the Triome and draw the Yorion. Just going to burn their resources for the turn.
Oh, man. You might want to play a attack card because you only have 16.
It's fine. 16 is a lot more than 0.
No, but...
All right, so do we noodle or do we Teferi?
Oh, the noodle actually does decent damage. It does 5.
The first one is damage. It does 4 damage, is 5 life.
5 life, 4 damage.
Yeah, I think I'd rather noodle get countered than Teferi get countered.
Pretty decent damage and it's pretty decent health too, so it might be a pretty good card. It's decent.
I'm gonna forget that this one is 7. This one is 7. This one is 8.
And one shot it if it's okay. Okay. You're gonna one shot this card if you attack because it does 4 damage first. And I guess 5 health.
Lead on Azcanta here as bait.
Why are the cards dancing? They're
Because
moving.
they have flying, so they float up on top here.
They're dancing, dance, cards, dance. Oh no. Okay.
Let's YOLO the Teferi here. The Teferi resolves, I get to redraw the Azcanta. Good chance this just gets countered or something, but that's what it is.
Were they brave enough and not leave though?
They told us no, Declan, they countered our card.
That's fine. Is it no? What? Tap. You can lose.
I don't know. They're getting rid of our card off the top. Or Hawk, thanks for the follow. Good afternoon.
Yeah, we always got you. Yeah. Their whatever doesn't attack you non-stop.
We still didn't draw the lure. So is there another counter spell in our future?
Actually, I think it's like your strategy from defense to attack. Defense to attack, so they change their
They didn't counter Tamiyo, so they have another threat to deploy here then?
From my ancestors.
Might see like the 1/3 in a turn here. Maybe Thieves Guild Enforcer. Just an end of the story. Okay. So if they find the 1/3, they could still kill this by giving this an extra attack. So looking to fade that one here ideally. They're 24 cards into their deck though without a copy, so it's pretty likely that they have one.
13 damage.
They've played 3 drowns already, which is good for us.
They do 10 damage and 3 more, they win.
There's the Thought Thief. Unfortunate that both of these are sorceries.
20 damage, they lose. Okay.
And the Sweltering Suns isn't even really a 2-for-1 at this point because they get to sacrifice the Wind Robber.
Healing. Are you gonna use that? Use it.
Yeah, I think we are. We're gonna try.
Did they counter it? Oh, did they counter it?
They did counter it.
Do you have 2 more of those cards in your deck? You have another one right after again. Wait, so that's the last one, or is that your third one? What? Did you just block your other card?
We did. Yep.
It blocked 2 cards. Okay. Still, you have to go for 3 cards until you get to that card.
Thoughtseize is pretty brutal here.
Like, can you like look at their deck?
Well, we can look at the cards that they've played, but we can't look at the cards that they haven't played yet. And this is the problem with the Rogues deck, right? Like, we can't really grind with them because they have all these Into the Stories. And then, like, even if you somehow manage to keep them into the stories, they have Luris afterwards. I'm probably losing this one, yeah.
Yep, you're probably losing this one. They have 18 health and you have 9 health, and 18 health is a big difference to 18.
It's a very astute observation. Alright, so the hope here is...
Use a shield.
The hope here is that they, like, deploy Luris this turn, play something from the bin, and then Narset can impulse us into a sweeper. And that all that obviously hinges on the fact that, like, these need to not be counter spells. It's kind of a big ask. Okay, well, they don't 2 lands. So we got 5 shots at a sweeper here.
They got you straight. Oh, I think they're going about to attack. They're going about to attack with
Okay, so now we need these to not be counters, and we need these to not be counters. 2 cards on top of deck.
If they both be counters, you just no. Please. What? Was that counter?
Nope, it just resolves.
Meditate.
Wait, so they only have that much counters? That means you use that card if you find it again.
Wait, Jeremy says.
Oh, is that a shield spell?
It is a shield spell. Stopped her thing.
Or he?
No, that's them. They're using it.
Oh no!
Yep. Oh no is an appropriate response.
I don't actually. I don't know why they are doing that because you haven't really attacked that much.
Honestly, I probably should have conceded to the test of talent so they didn't get to see my deck.
Wait, but you don't even have any cards though. What's the matter?
So well, they countered all of our cards. They took them all away.
They're definitely winning. You only have 4 health. That's a big difference to 21 now.
It is a big difference. You're right.
It's like.
Now my head's gonna explode.
Punch.
All right, one more game on the play. I think I'm happy with how we boarded.
I mean, yeah.
Are you happy with how we boarded? No?
Is this the same person again?
Well, you played 3 games, bud. We've played 2 games, now we play a third. And whoever wins this last game wins the match, because we each won 1 game, and whoever wins 2 games first wins the match.
So if you win all of them.
You win the whole match if you win the second one. Yep.
So
So this one's for all the marbles.
So you do like 3 matches, like
3 games is 1 match.
3 games, and you do 1 match for like everyone your streams?
No, we play lots of matches on stream. Each stream.
Wait, so this is like your last match?
This is going to be the last match of the day, though, because Daddy's been live for 8.5 hours.
Wait, so this is going to be your last stream today?
End of the stream, yep. I got to do some work on the YouTubes to put all the decks up on YouTube, but last match of the afternoon.
Is it because you have like, good cards? Do you just want to give it to people?
Thanks, everybody, for hanging out today, by the way. How many people do you think are watching us right now, Declan?
100?
There are 1,704 people.
It's a lot of people.
It is a lot of people.
I can't count to 1.
You think you can?
No.
No?
Actually, I think I can, but I just...
It would take a long time, yeah. You don't gotta try right now.
Yeah, I don't think any adult would do that either.
Does that mean we get another deck? Nah, today's actually my anniversary, so I want to have dinner with Christy tonight rather than working a 12-hour day.
Oh, that's why?
Do you know your mother and your father have been married for 8 years?
8
8 years.
That means 8 years since you married?
Yep.
So you used to have like a house before you got married?
No, we did not have a house before we got married.
Ew. Like, did you have your own house before you got married?
Nope, Mom and Dad lived in a little apartment together before they got married.
Oh. So you were with Mommy and Jacob up there?
Well, Jacob came after Mommy and Dad were married, because your Mom and Dad have been married for 8 years, and Jacob is 7.
Oh, so Jacob's like 7 years?
He is 7 years old, yep.
Wait, so... What?
He's gonna go ahead and kill their threat here to start. Just 1 for 1 them right off the beginning, I think.
So ever since since those 8 years, so it's been ever since you were not married when you got house with Mom, but it has been 8 years, so that means minus the number you are right now is that number. Okay, so...
those are some words and some math, dude. Thanks for the 20 bucks, Thomas. Welcome back. I don't know that I followed all of what you were saying though.
I mean, you have to win this one to win all the match.
I do have to win this game to win all the match. Redirect the subject when someone gets confused. It's a good play.
This one, or you're just gonna lose the whole match and be really bad.
Chat wants to know if you can read.
No.
No? It's a struggle, chat. We're working on it.
Your brother can't read, and he's 7.
Your brother reads a little bit.
He's better than me, of course.
He is better tan you at it. That's big true.
I mean, he's better than wetter than me. He's not that better than me. It's only 2 cents. 3 cents.
Cool. Maybe I should have played the recovery as a land, so that way I could Yorion plus dispute this turn. Nailed it.
The legendary card of the Phoenix.
The legendary card of the Phoenix. Where do you see a Phoenix, dude?
Let's take the Phoenix.
It's a bird serpent. It's like a flying snake.
Wait, so it's like come from the water.
Yeah.
The bird from the water flies into there.
That's exactly right.
Like the water legendary of the water. Legendary of the Pokemon.
1 Sweltering Suns, please. Hey, that's not bad. All right, so I think we start on... I think I want Clothis to resolve more than this, so I'm going to lead on Recovery for Wrath here.
You know Mommy's been working now?
She should be done now. She finishes at 4 o'clock, which was 20 minutes ago.
No, I can go upstairs.
You can go see her. Or did she tell you to come down here until she was done with work?
No, I just came down to work.
Okay. You were. Thanks for hanging out, dude. Okay. Okay, so Sky Noodle getting drowned there when they know we have Wrath of God in hand is really bad for us. And oh no, they're just cycling it, right? This is not great. Really need to draw like another Mystic Dispute here, which we only have one more copy of. Thanks, Gumby. Yeah, he's pretty funny. We know they have Dispute, so I think I have to shock this in to play around it. We know they have Dispute in their deck, I guess I should say. Yikes. And again, like, this is the power of Memory Lapse in our archetype, right? Like, we were talking about this earlier, and, like, the power level of this format going up. Genuinely think that, Veil of Summer should probably be considered for being unbanned in this format. Veil of Summer is legal in both Modern and Legacy, and this format with the power level that it's gotten to now with these new blue and black cards, with the addition of Inquisition and Memory Lapse, really feels like they should probably put that card back into the format, in my opinion. I mean, like, I would describe Memory Lapse as being a pretty stupid card too. Yeah, this format is head and shoulders above Pioneer in terms of power level for sure. I think most decks should be able to have counterplay against rogues, and Veil's one of the best ways to offer counterplay against rogues. So this deck, I was a little bit medium on this overall. I expect matchups like Rogues to kind of be a struggle. Suna, the person that sent it in, said that Bogles was close to impossible. And I feel like we played against Jeskai a couple of times, and I feel like our control matchup isn't good enough to make up for the fact that, like, our aggressive matchups, especially the tempo matchups, are probably pretty tough for us. Is basically like my TLDR. It was kind of neat. Our very first match that we played, we got to pop off fully, so I'm glad we got to showcase that on stream. But I think overall, in terms of like raw power level of the deck, I don't think this is one that really stood out to me or spoke to me overall. At any rate, like I mentioned before deck left, I've been live for 8.5 hours at this point, so I'm going to go ahead and sign off for the day. I am planning to be back again tomorrow morning. If you're new to the channel, I stream Magic the Gathering here 5 days a week, Monday through Friday at a minimum. I go live about 8 a.m. Central Time, and usually I'm live for 6, 7, sometimes 8 hours like this. I also have a YouTube channel. I stream a ton of different decks every day, and everything that I stream throughout the course of the day gets cut up and added to my YouTube channel. Ton of decks, 3 or 4 things every single day in their own dedicated video there. So, that's to be it for you for today. I'm actually going to go ahead and process and publish a bunch of YouTube videos from earlier today. If you didn't see the very first deck we played first thing this morning, we played a Mardu Dragon Reanimator deck. That was really sweet. So this will be one of, where's my Mardu? There it is. This will be one of the many videos that gets published there later this evening. If you want to see some of this, it was really sweet. This card's a banger. So thanks for hanging out. Peace, folks. We'll be back tomorrow.